For we walk by faith and not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. This walk is not by what we see in the flesh or have seen in the flesh. This walks in the spirit of what we have seen in the spirit and expect to see in the flesh. Ooh, yeah, blind Bartimaeus in Mark 10. He had vision, though he had no sight. The crowds around Jesus could see clear, but even with sight, they didn't know who he was. But it took a man with no sight but had vision who was blind. Out of all the crowds in Jericho, only one, a blind man with vision, said, "Son of David, have mercy upon me." Jesus stops. Said, and this is Marvin translation. Whew, finally, somebody in this metropolitan city knows who I am. And Jesus sends his disciples and says, "Bring him to me." And on his way to Jesus, he stops him and says, "Let me take my cloak off," because back then, a blind man was identified by a lot of what he was dressed in. So he said, "I'm no longer going to be identified with blindness, because I'm going to the one that opens the eyes." Somebody shout, he had some faith vision, though he had no flesh sight, but his faith vision, oh yes, gave him flesh sight.